trainer, Professor Guilherme Mendes. Guy, thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you.
So AOJ had an incredible performance at the 2025 Worlds, so I thought we'd recap that a bit. Second at adult male, third at adult female, first at juvenile.
Yeah.
And I figured we'd start with juvenile because it was the second straight year you guys won the juvenile title. So tell me about the juvenile team's performance in 2025.
I feel like this is what we have been doing like since we opened AOJ, right? Focusing on the base of our program, like the kids program that will lead to the juveniles that eventually will be the adults. I just think that that's the phase where you really get to know like the athletes and work closely. Is normally when they start working with me. They're working with like the other coaches during the kids program, and during juvenile, like they normally join the adults classes or a little bit before juvenile, and then they really start working with me. Every year we have a batch of great competitors that will become like black belt champions, like you guys have seen. I feel like we're focusing on the right thing, which is creating athletes with with our identity as a team. And I think the longer it goes, like the more successful we're gonna be in the competitions, because there's no way to escape from the reality that these juveniles are gonna become adults, and the good results from juvenile are gonna be the good results in the adult, and eventually the second place will become a first place, just a matter of time.
Yeah, so you won first for juveniles 2 years in a row. Did that add any like special meaning to it? Just give you more confidence in the work that you're doing?
Yeah, it's just a sign that we are in the right direction, and of course it makes me really proud just to have like, I feel like juvenile like division. It's I don't know how other teams see that or how they value that, but to me, it's probably like the most important, because like it's where you have the most influence over people, right? Like you're getting a group of like young individuals, and like you are influencing them to go after their goals, go after their dreams, and stick to jiu-jitsu. And the better you can do that, I think like the more champions you're gonna have in the sport. So it means a lot to me. Like there's like results with like the base of the sport, like the young generation. They are the most important thing to me, and I think we need to continue to work and continue to produce more. We are very young in the competition. Like we have been open for 13 years only, and the majority of the teams like they have been around for so long, and I don't know, I think like the work that we have been doing, it's showing the results. It started with kids and then juveniles. Now we are securing the juvenile title every year, and we are getting really close to getting the adult title, and just makes me excited. Like no rush. Like I accept the phase that we're living, and I feel excited for the future.
Let's talk about the female team, because 2024 you placed 5th, and this year you placed 3rd, so up to your position a bit. And the first 4 black belt female finals were won by AOJ athletes. So just tell me how that kind of felt to, as the finals were kicking off, the first 4 are complete and you guys win 4 gold medals.
I think like it's very difficult for a lot of academies to be able to manage to have like male and female like together training under the same guidance, and like it's a lot of people have trouble with that, like managing the different groups, right? Like having like male, female, juveniles, like masters all on the same mat. I think like the type of environment that we created at AOJ, it's very unique, and allows people from like that are different, like that from different categories like this, to take advantage of like the environment and be able to be in the same class under the same guidance, and benefit from that work. So like we did fantastic like in the black belt division, but like we had females like that winning like in every belt level, like actually winning in the brown belt and like getting promoted to black belt, and Mia going there and winning her first year, like everything. When you start like watching every individual and you see the story behind that title, you see that they are in the right path, and I feel like that will influence more little girls that we already have in our programs to follow this journey and become the next superstars in the sport. So like I'm very proud of all the girls, like Maisa winning like her sixth world title, and Janaína like completing the Grand Slam, Larissa winning her first world title. Like everyone, like I value like the story behind each person, and to me like I work closely with like all of them, and I see like all the work that they do, and like I'm very proud of all the girls. Like they really represented the team like the best way possible.
Yeah, I was hoping we could go through some of those individual black belt stories, starting with Maisa at Roosterweight. Like you said, it was her 6th straight world title. I don't think she's ever lost at Roosterweight at black belt in IBJJF competition.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But she's done incredible, looked phenomenal. I believe she had 3 fights, 2 submissions.
Yes.
Tell me about Maisa's performance a bit.
Like she's building her legacy to be a legend in the sport, and I think like the starting as a little kid, like she went through all the color belts as a kid, and then became like a juvenile, start fighting like open class at a young age. Like I think she did like the homework to get to the level that she is. She's a person that is extremely focused in her goals. Like if you tell her that she needs to train 10 times a day, and that's gonna be the recipe for her to win, she will do it. Like there is no doubt about that. And I think she's just harvesting like the fruits of her hard work. She truly deserves to be at that spot. She shows the level every time she competes. Like you said, like sometimes she goes out of the comfort zone, competes in a different division, and normally does well in the higher weight division too. At Roosterweight, I don't see anybody that has like this chance of beating her. She is a phenomenal athlete, and she is still very young. I think like she's around like 27, I think, with like 6 black belt world titles, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, like I don't see any other route for her other than becoming like a legend in the sport, someone that broke records and will be remembered forever.
And then next up we had Mia. She became the youngest black belt world champion of all time. Got her black belt a few days before. I think she was registered as a black belt maybe a couple weeks before the event, and then had like the ceremonial promotion at the Worlds. And she looked incredible, beat a world champion in her first match, got the submission over Jessica Caroline, who's an amazing competitor in the semifinal. There's so much to talk about with Mia, but just tell me what it was like to follow her journey from white belt to black belt and see her win a world title.
I feel like with her, I had the pleasure of working with her since she started in Jiu-Jitsu. I remember her as like a 7-year-old, like running around the academy, like playing with her sisters and friends, and it just happened so fast. Like it's pretty scary how fast like it happened, and that's why we need to be able to, I tell the athletes all the time, enjoy every phase, because it goes on like super fast, and I think it's gonna become memories, right? Like yesterday she was a phenomenal like purple belt or brown belt like champion, and now she's a black belt world champion. Completely changed like her profile like with like one competition, and the strategy with her, like I knew she had the level. Like she has been training at AOJ since she was a little kid. Like has always had a super high level. She was a champion, juvenile, like purple belt. Like she was dominating, and the biggest thing for me was like having like to choose between like keeping like them together or like separating them for a year, so like we could like get like a shot in the world title like super early like this. So they won. I told them to compete in separate divisions. She dropped to Rooster for purple belt last year, and I told them that I wanted to promote them earlier, so they had to win each of them like win a world title. The goal was for them to win. I promote to brown, separate them again. No-gi worlds, they both win different divisions, promote both of them to black to eventually fight the worlds in the black belt division and do the whole 2025 season in the black belt division. She got like a minor injury, like right before No Gi Worlds. So they won different divisions at Gi Worlds. I gave them the brown belt earlier, and then the plan was to do the same at No Gi Worlds. She got injured, and then she could not cut to Rooster. Then they end up going in the same division. Only one can win, so only one got the gold medal, and then they decided that Mia was going to get the gold medal. I think it was her turn or something like this, and we knew that only one of them would be able to go to the black belt. I kept that in my mind. It was like, oh, I need to make a decision now, because their branding is like the sisters, the twins are always together, always accomplishing the goal, helping each other. There's a risk of like separating them and like putting them to compete, like especially like in like such a like the most important competition of the year. You end up like changing the game plan and doing something totally different than you have been doing for years. So I told them that we would start as a brown belt and just get the job done. It happened that they both they close out Europeans. The plan was to do the same at they did the same at Pan Ams. When it was time to do for Brazilian nationals, they were signed up in the same division. Mia's visa did not get approved in time, and Ashley did. So Ashley went to Brazilian nationals, won Brazilian nationals. Mia didn't compete, and then I was like, oh, like if like it already like went like wrong, like they're not closing out all the competitions, and like if we're gonna have it that way, I will just do the same thing at Worlds. So I spoke with Mia. I was like, I will look at the division, and you can win this division. Like I don't see anybody that can stop you. Are you willing to do black belt? And then she was like, yeah, I would love to do it. Like I'll do it for sure. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna change your registration, and I'll promote you when Ashley wins her world title. I want to promote you two together, the same way we have been doing with all the other belts. And then she kept training as a brown belt, but signed up and already promoted as a black belt. She was already a black belt on paper, but the ceremony we would have to wait for Ashley to win to get the ceremony done. So I think the whole thing worked out perfectly, because it made it more dramatic to winning or having the ceremony so early to the world title and everything. Ashley won. I promoted both of them probably like less than 2 days before the competition. Mia, super excited, watched her sister winning, and then Natalie, the juvenile, like won double gold the next day. I think just like kind of like gave her like the extra motivation, like that sense of like, oh, like the girls got the job done. Like I can also do it. She went to the competition. She had probably her toughest match as a first round. I told her like, don't worry about anything. Just you are the person that has like the least amount of pressure here on you. Like you just got your black belt. Just do the best you can do. Like imagine you're in training, and like just go out there, forget about who is in front of you, how many world titles they have, and just show your jiu-jitsu. I feel like that connection between coach and professor, just gave her the confidence. Like she truly did that. Like she went out there and just displayed jiu-jitsu. Like the other person in front of her was like a nobody, and I think that kind of like scared like everyone in the division and made like put her name on notes. Like the way we wanted it to be was so impactful that it gave her I think like all the media and all the attention that she truly deserves. And now the goal is to continue to work, use that to motivate both of them, and continue to win world titles in the years to come.
Everyone knew she has amazing jiu-jitsu, but I think what was a little bit surprising was just her calmness and composure throughout the event. It's kind of crazy. Her first time being in the black belt division, facing world champions, and even on finals day, just looked so calm and collected. Can you talk about that a bit?
I feel like every athlete is different. Like they have good personality. Like they trust a lot. Like the things that I say and the plans that we make together. Like like since the beginning we start working together, like we have had a good relationship, like with creating plans and like me doing my part of like coming up with like the strategy for them to continue to improve their career on the mat and off the mat. And like they always delivered like their part of the deal too, which is like give 100% in training, like be a dedicated student and deliver like the results whenever time comes. And I think like just this connection, like every time you have this trust and you have that support system around you, like you make that chaotic moment a little bit less stressful, and that helps a lot. Like anything that can take away the pressure or give you a little bit more comfort in that scenario, like will help you to perform better. It's a very chaotic scenario, like especially worlds with like having one chance a year to get the job done, otherwise you're gonna have to wait one whole year. It's very, very stressful. It doesn't matter how good you are and how many times you won before, like you go through so many thoughts and doubts that the only thing that can truly help you, besides preparing for sure, like and being ready for the competition, it's having the trust that you have that support system that will guide you through the fire and will help you to come up with like the win.
Let's talk a little bit about Larissa Campos. She won featherweight. She had a gold medal this year at Europeans. I believe she got third at the Pans and then won the Worlds. I think what stood out to me about Larissa's performances this year is just how aggressive she is, especially in finals. Like she got the submission at the finals of the Europeans, got a submission at the final of the Worlds. Tell me about just how her game's evolved since you started coaching her.
Yeah, her and Janaina, they train in San Diego and they do the camps for the big competition with the team, and they I feel like they benefit from the competition environment and like all the guidance in that stage of like competition. I think like she is that type of competitor that like it's very difficult for anyone. Like in training, like she performs like the same way that she does in the competition. It's just like I don't think like her confidence and her understanding of what she's capable of like was aligned with like her skill. And I think like just having the probably like the win at Europeans, I gave her probably a lot of confidence. I see like her like growing competition after competition, and what you guys saw in the competition is not very different than what I see in training every time like she trains. Like she is that good. I don't think she has like any like system that she truly follows. Like she's that kind of athlete that she improvises a lot with like the situation that's given to her. So she plays guard and she plays top. Like she does a little bit of everything, and the jiu-jitsu is not very systematic, but it's very efficient. Like she gets the job done, and like that's what I see her doing. Like, and it's kind of fun to coach you because like you don't know what's gonna come like out of like her scrambles and like her attacks. Like with the majority of the athletes, I kind of know what the system is and like what the step-by-step of the techniques are. But with her, like she's a surprise every time she competes. Like out of nowhere, she like mounts triangle like the person, or snaps a triangle like she did at Casamora. Like incredible. Like I really think that she is a great athlete, and that competition like this whole year will give her a very good confidence boost to continue to perform that way.
So then you had Janaina Dalpra. She won lightweight, won every major title this year, looked incredible, undefeated in 2025. Just tell me about not just her performance at Worlds, just about her year.
I just think whenever the person is so resilient, like they tried for so many times before, they're not able to accomplish the goal, and then they continue to train, they find ways to improve, like they try to adjust their training camp, get close to people that can somehow help them to achieve that goal. I think all of that resilience, like it's something that has to be valued and is an inspiration for a lot of people, because a lot of people have the opportunity, for example, to start in a great academy like AOJ and just take advantage of the whole like journey, right? Like from kids program to juvenile. But there are people that along their journey, they have to make adjustments. And I think like these are the people that a girl like Janaina and like a guy like Pato, like we will inspire the most, right? Like when you recognize that it doesn't matter how happy you are in the place, it's missing something that you need to go out of your way to try to find and like try to add that to your training camp. And whenever you are able to find that and you put the work and you see the result, like I think like you become a reference for people that are in the same position. And we have that a lot in the sport in every belt level. People that have the desire, have the work ethic, have everything that it takes, but maybe they are not in an environment that will prepare them for that type of competition, or like something has to be adjusted in their way of working. And like it's important for them to see that people were able to create transformations over the years. You go from losing to eventually winning a Grand Slam. Not only winning a competition, it's not like a one luck shot. It's like you consistently winning every single competition throughout the whole year. Like it just shows like the improvement in the work, and I think that's inspiring for a lot of people.
So let's move on to the male results. You guys got second in adult male. It was a pretty close race with Alliance.
Yeah.
Alliance has won 15 world titles. They've been so dominant. But what were you thinking heading into Sunday with that race for the #1 spot being so close?
Like, of course, it gets me excited, and the chance of winning is one more thing to I feel like to think about. I have always said that, and I still will always think that way. It's just the way of me working. I care more about the individuals, like the single results, than the overall team performance, like the title. But like if we have the chance of winning, we're doing so well, like all the individuals are winning like that, and like we have the chance, like yes, I will celebrate and I will try to win. But I think like what makes it special, like my work and the things that I do, and like what made like such like a small team compared to all the other like multi-affiliate academies like become that strong in the competition scenario is this line of working where I truly care for each individual like performance and like their growth in the sport. I think that's what makes us different. And this real connection with me, right? Like I see that all the other teams, like they have their main instructors, or like you have like multiple instructors from Alliance. So like every time it's a different coach or something like this. Like the work that I have been doing, like pretty much every athlete that was competing at Worlds works very closely to me. And I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to work with so many good people, and it gives me so much experience to like dealing with different people, different backgrounds, like different ways of thinking, and you have to implement that insane work ethic like every time. To me, it's a blast. It makes me happy. I really believe that we're gonna win, and I think like time it's in our favor. Like the type of work that we're doing and investing in the young athletes, like will give us the win, and it's just a matter of time. Like the longer like we do it, like the better our team is gonna get, and like I'm very confident with that. So just think like the other teams, they have to enjoy like as much as they can while they can compete, because eventually it's gonna be dominance. And like I'm happy to see that, and I just think it's a thing that like there's no escape for that. Like that will happen, I'm pretty sure.
I want to talk about Pato and Tainan, the black belt champions, but you had a color belt performance that really stood out too. Felipe Goulart, he won purple belt light feather and the open class.
Yes.
Pretty wild to win the open class as a light feather. He took on some huge guys who were champions in their own right. So tell me about Felipe's performance.
Like he's one of those guys that came here super early. Like he was 14. I went to a seminar in Brazil, and then whenever we were at the end of the seminar, like everyone was taking photos with us, and like this like green belt kid comes to me and it was like, like I'm gonna train with you guys. And I was like, like everyone says that, like especially like you're in Brazil. And I was like, like that's pretty funny, like that's cool. Like I hope you can make it and stuff. And then Tainan stayed one more week in Brazil. I was teaching a seminar with him. And then I came back home. And then the next week, Tainan shows up in the academy with him. And I was like, what is that? He was like, his parents asked me if he could travel with me and like come here and join the team. And I said it was fine. I was like, oh, wow, the kid really like made it, like when he said he was coming. Man, like whenever like someone comes like, and they're that young and like have that drive to win and to be surrounded by like us, like it's something that attracts me like and makes me like invest time and energy. Like he's overall like more important than anything. Like he's a great kid. Like he's a person that like is truly passionate about jiu-jitsu, but truly loyal to the people around him, like the team, like the professors, like the teammates. Like he's just such a great like person and a team player, and it makes it more special. I think I didn't want him to compete, to be honest. I thought he would get hurt. Like he won the division, which I knew he would win. He dominated division and open class in the Juvenile 1 and 2. Very dominant, didn't have any trouble to do that. And he had like 8 world titles in the Juvenile division, like won everything. And then I promoted him to purple, which is already like increasing the challenge, like going from Juvenile straight to purple. It's already hard. And then he goes out there and dominates the division, no problem, like wins light feather, purple belt, won Pan Ams with no problem too. And I was like, oh, like that, like insane. Like I'm gonna wait, like he's so young, he's 17, I'm gonna wait a little bit more, wait for him to compete at No-Gi Worlds, and then I promote him to brown. Like I'm gonna try to let him like ride this wave a little bit more. Then he goes to me like after we finished that day, he stayed there like helping everybody. He was like, Professor, like open class is tomorrow. I'm gonna go home, eat, and I'll come back for the open class next day. And I told you, I was like, are you sure? Like I just don't need to compete the open class. Like I was scared of him getting hurt, like somebody like going for like a rough move or anything like this. He's so small for the open class, and I know the level at Worlds, like you have a lot of ultra heavies, like super heavies, like guys that are like purple belts for years, like trying to win that title. And he was like, no, I'm gonna win it. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, like you're showing that you're 17, like saying that, like. And then he goes home, like I was like, like next day, like he, like maybe like he'll change his mind or anything like this. And then he texted me at night, can I ride like with you to the competition? And then I said, sure. Like he got here to my house in the morning, and he shows up, he's holding his gi. And I was like, oh my God, like he's gonna compete. And it was late too. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to stay all the way to like 9 p.m. And like, he's gonna compete, it's crazy. Like, and then he got time to compete. He was like, they're warming up. And then first match has like a super heavyweight. And then the guy like he's winning by advantage. The guy is trying to go for an ankle lock and started like cranking the ankle lock, like trying to go belly down. I was like, oh my God, like he's gonna like, break his leg. And then somehow like he's able to get behind the guy, like sweeps the guy, wins the match. And he was like, oh, I told you, like I can win this. They had like 4 more matches, and I was like, oh my God, like just focus, like you have more matches. Like, man, like he started beating one after the other, like pulling guard, like the guys would not pass his guard, get frustrated, and then he would like somehow find a way to sweep the guys and all the way to the finals. There was no way to wait. I promote him to brown. After you win double gold, and especially being a light featherweight, I was like, man, like there's no higher level you can reach in the purple belt division. Like this kid is ready, you know. And that's when I decided to. I knew he had the level, but like that was such a statement, you know. That I think I had to promote him to brown just to make that, I think, that performance even more special.
So black belt light featherweight, we had Pato. He won his 4th world title, tied you with most light featherweight world titles. Pretty special performance for Pato. Had an amazing final with Diogo Reis. tell me about Pato's run this year. He won every major title. He did featherweight for the first 2 tournaments too. So what kind of went into that decision to go up and then drop back down?
I feel like almost everyone in this division cuts a lot of weight, right? Like especially the older you get, like naturally you get heavier, like, and especially being an athlete. So like he told me that he would like start a year as a featherweight, like get things going, and then eventually drop to light feather. It was part of the plan. Like he told me. I say that in like almost every interview. I feel like Pato has always been a good competitor. Like before he joined AOJ, I coached against him multiple times. Just feel like he needed the structure and the guidance and like everything that like AOJ has to offer in order to make him consistent. You know, like he was always the guy that would win one, lose another one, and then keep going with like good results, and then sometimes like messing up and losing the competition. Since he joined AOJ, I think like the main transformation was on the like not the mental side. I think just adjusting everything, like what to focus on and what the priorities should be, and like how to stay consistent. And he's doing work, and like he truly deserves to achieve everything that he's achieving. Like he's living a great moment, has been living for the last, like 3 years since he joined the AOJ. And I hope his story with AOJ can be influential, like Janaína's story, where like adjustments can be made to make you better. Like, and you just need to be able to recognize what's missing and find the right group of people and go after it. Like there is always, I think like there is always a chance of, if you're willing to work, there is always a chance of readjusting the work and getting a better result. Like you said, he tied with me the number of world titles in the light featherweight division, and my goal is to help him to break that record. And I think every great professor will desire to have students that are better than him, and that's my goal. Like I want people to be the best they can be during their journey, and their success working with me will be related to my work too. And like the better they get, like I think like the more I can prove what I'm capable of as an instructor.
And the last AOJ black belt world champion was Tainan, won his 3rd black belt world title. His last one before 2025 was 2022. So 3 years between second and third. And I know there was a lot of adversity in that time frame, but can you tell me like how that process went, like overcoming that adversity, and then just what it felt like to finally get the 3rd title?
I feel like people like have like different journeys, right? Like every time you go, you're building your career, like you're playing it as perfect as possible, and along the way you face like different things that I think will be your story whenever you stop competing. And I have always told all of the athletes that like everyone's gonna be different. They're gonna face different things, and they're gonna inspire people like differently with different, I think, with their story. Tainan had the most perfect like 2 years, like first 2 years as a black belt, where like how you go to the black belt and like in a matter of like in a 2-year gap, like you're already like a 2-time world champion, right? And then like losing the finals of a competition, I think that's not very like that was not like anything like that was bad for us or very frustrating. I think it's something that can happen to anybody. Like it's a world championship. Like anything can happen, and like you already have like 2 world titles. Like it's gonna put a hold on like getting that 3rd one. And I think we took it pretty easy. Like part of like you get disappointed at the moment, but like it's part of what has to happen like in your journey. You know. The next year was a nightmare, to be honest. Like the disqualification was heartbreaking because like I cannot see like anybody that had a chance of winning and beating him in that division that year. And the way it happened and like what I was able to experience like in the backstage and everything, it made it more dramatic for me. Like what people see is like Tainan doing like a legal move getting disqualified and going home, which is fair. You did something wrong, you get punished for it. Like what I saw was like somebody clearly trying to make it happen. And luckily for him, Tainan made the mistake which allowed him to create the whole show, you know. Just seeing like the whole team like laughing and celebrating, and like the whole thing that happened, I think creates such a bad experience and so much like anger inside of me that like I wanted to just come back next year and like just create a payback somehow, you know, like. And I think like the best way of doing it was like just dominating like the next year like the best way we could. And like for him it was just a matter of like recomposing himself and like creating like this like understanding that you need to take the most out of like any bad situation and come back like with your strongest version to do it better. But for me, like it was more than that. Like I felt angry on the inside. I felt like that somehow like that thing was planned and they were able to execute the plan, you know. And I understand how like the mistake that he did in the position, unfortunately. But like even though before that situation happened, like he stopped the match. He's saying that like Tainan poked his eye, and like he was trying to create like an uncomfortable scenario already since the beginning in a way where I feel it's not right, you know. But it is what it is. I think like there's only so much that we can do, and like we did the best we could. We took it, and we came back with a lot of will to change the scenario and win the title. When you look at Tainan and you see the journey as a black belt, being 24 years old with like 3 black belt world titles, like it's pretty insane. I think it's already like such a statement of his level and his capabilities as a competitor. The level of dominance that he has over his opponents. Like I'm a person that studies a lot of Jiu-Jitsu, and I grew up being inspired by even guys like Marcelo, guys like Thierry, that were like the best middleweights. But like when you analyze the victories, they were never as dominant as he is in the matches. Like they were amazing competitors. They did great matches, beat a lot of people, won a lot of titles, but they had a lot of competitive matches. Like the thing with Tainan is that people can't score on him, people can't like beat him, and I think this is something that will be remembered like forever. Like the quality of your performance and the way I think like you impose yourself as a competitor is what's going to be remembered more than the titles. And he has been doing a fantastic job with that, like not only winning, but creating like a new statement like for his legacy, like every time he competes. And he truly deserves it. Like he puts the work, and he is I think like he is in the way to become a legend in the sport as well.
So 6 black belt world champions, amazing team performances. Before we let you go, I just wanted to ask you too, a lot of these black belt champions are now, like you started the academy in 2012, and now these black belt champions that you started coaching when they were young are like leaders in the academy too, and they're like people that the kids look up to. So can you tell me what that cycle is like and seeing that kind of play out in front of you?
I think this is the most special thing for me because it's the environment that I talk about all the time, and probably the thing that I feel the most proud whenever I look like the work that we have been doing. I think like being able to create like world champions inside of the team is a fruit of a great environment for sure. It's a very difficult task. Being able to create like world champions from the kids level all the way to the black. It's even more difficult task. We were able to get the job done, and I'm proud of that. But I think like just like the whole atmosphere that we're able to create inside of the academy, and this ability of teaching people to give back early and start creating a career that will be sustainable and like will allow you to work with jiu-jitsu and be successful and maintain yourself in the scenario and relevant like for the rest of your life if you want. I think it's something very special and very unique about AOJ. I feel like a lot of people focus on just the competition scene and like their competition phase, and I always say that this is something that it's very special and builds a lot of credibility, but you have a timeline where you're going to be able to perform well. When things change and like your priorities change, your body start changing, you start getting older, like new people are going to come in, they're going to replace you as a natural thing, and you need to be ready to stay relevant and continue to show your work and like your discipline and everything that you do. And I feel like that's what I have been doing with them, like in the backstage. And like you said, these people, like they're amazing athletes, but like this is only a portion of what they do. Like they are becoming, at the same time they're becoming amazing athletes, they're becoming amazing leaders. And they, the transition between competition, competitors, athletes, to leaders and having their own athletes, like winning world titles, like will be super smooth, and I think will create a huge impact in the jiu-jitsu community. I think like it will be very special to see a person becoming a black belt world champion, and then in the next year, like leading a team to win a world title, you know. And I think when I look back, I probably am the closest like that was able to have that smooth transition from being like successful as a competitor, and then the next following year I was already coaching a team or coaching athletes to become like champions. Like I think these guys are gonna do a much better job, like just by the way they are being prepared. Like I was not truly prepared for that, like kind of like got things going on the way and realized how important it would be in that last stage of competition. These guys, like they have been prepared for that since like they were little kids, like to make jiu-jitsu like their I think their way of displaying work either in the competition, like as an athlete, or carrying the flag and standing in front of the team, leading to create champions. And we're gonna see a lot more in the years to come. I'm excited. Like I know we're gonna go back to this interview like 5 years from now, and a lot of the things that I'm saying now like will be happening, and I'll be proud to share that with the community.
You guys are definitely building something really special. Thanks for all your hard work, and congrats on all the great results.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.